All right. Welcome to everyone who is currently joining. We'll kick off in about 2 minutes. So please enjoy Zoom webinar. If you are new, down below there is a chat function. Please use that. It is completely normal that you cannot see each other in Zoom webinar, but rest assured people are coming in. So what I would love to know while we're waiting for everyone to turn up is where in the world you live, because that's always fascinating. And secondly, if you're transitioned away from another job into the dev world, what were you before you became a dev? Are you at the start of your journey and you were a cobbler before? I'd love to know that as well. Just give it another minute. Singapore, Las Vegas. Yep, we always get a very worldly crowd here. Software dev at Visa. Well done. Berlin. Come on, we've got to get every continent. That's always my goal, if we can get every continent. Book editor. Now that's a story. Just give it another 20 seconds for people to turn up. We should be good. Vince, you've been everywhere. All right, let's kick off. Welcome everybody to what should be a pretty awesome event. Obviously, this is Nadia hanging out on the side of the screen with me. We will go over a few things before I introduce her absolutely properly. As I said before, it is completely normal that you cannot see each other in Zoom webinar, but there are quite a few of you, and as we've just established in chat, from all over the world. Sometimes you'll see it defaults to hosts and panelists. Please change it over to everyone if you do want to chat and network. That's always something you can do. So at this point, I think we can get started with the main event. And welcome, Nadia. How are you today?
I'm doing fine. Thank you so much.
Excellent. So Nadia is a self-taught full-stack software engineer, a book author, and a career mentor. Before teaching herself to code, she had worked as a translator and a journalist. Nadia is passionate about bringing more people from non-STEM backgrounds into tech, and she tries to explore this through blogging, public speaking, and volunteering at Code Your Future and Women Who Code. Outside work, Nadia enjoys studying World War II history, reading, and exploring London, which I haven't been to London in about 10 years, so I'm very, very jealous.
Yeah, it is a fascinating too.
Yeah, with that, I'll hand it over to you, Nadia. I'll let you take the reins.
Yeah, thank you so much for a lovely introduction. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my talk. I'm glad to see many people join today, and I'm glad that you chose to spend part of your Monday day or evening together. I hope my talk will be useful and inspiring for you. Some words of housekeeping from me. I really do want to encourage you to ask your questions in the Q&A box below. We will have dedicated time for questions at the end of my talk. So please do ask away and I will be glad to answer your questions. And also, if you hear something that resonates with you during the talk, please feel free to comment in the chat, and it will be nice if we can get some conversations going. And also, you will receive a recording of this talk afterwards within 1 week of this event. So if you hear something that you would like to revisit, don't worry, you will get a recording of it. The next slide is actually my introductions, but I think that Elliot already did a wonderful introduction of me, and this is more or less repeats what he already said. I think that I can go right next to the next one, which is the one about fun facts about me. So there are 3 things that you might want to know about me. I'm originally from Belarus, but I've already lived in 4+ countries. I'm currently based in London, and it will be nice for me to meet people for coffee in London. So if you're based in London, feel free to connect. The second thing is that I am a huge book nerd, and on average, I read anywhere from 60 to 85 books a year. Unfortunately, I've been reading much less recently, but in 2020, I did a crazy challenge of reading 100 books a year. So again, if you want to talk about books, feel free to reach out to me. And the third fact is perhaps the most relevant for today's conversation. A year and a half ago, I wrote and published my own book called Crossing the Rubicon, which is a book where I tell the story of how I taught myself to code and got an engineering job within 9 months. And before I did that, I used to be a journalist and an editor. So this book is actually a personal story of my life, and also a how-to guide of how anyone who wants to become a programmer can repeat my journey and actually do the same. So today I'm going to be talking about how working as a programmer actually helped me write a book. In this talk, I'd like to explain how I transferred the lessons and the skills that I learned while working as an engineer to the writing project. And my hope is that while listening to this talk, you will start thinking about the skills that you already have and how those skills can be transferred to a completely unexpected field. I hope that this talk will inspire you to view yourself in a fresh light, and kind of that's my hope for today.